Hello, wrestling fans, VHS fans. Welcome to NDT CoLlEcTs WrAsSLiN Plus VHS.
The following segment has been brought to you by NDT CoLlEcTs WrAsSLiN Plus VHS.
Wrestling fans, VHS fans, today, or this past weekend, I went to Blountville, Tennessee. Stopped in at a flea market. Then I went to Morristown and stopped in a bargains place called Barn Bargains. Got a few VHSs. Got a few bags full. Let's dig in. Let's see what we picked up. Let's see this haul. Let's get right into it. First bag up, we have The River Wild. The River Wild. Kevin Bacon with The River Wild. Now, I got this one at local here, close. A place called Shepherd's Corner. Nothing to loose. Nothing to loose. Martin Short. Martin Short? Nah. Martin Short. How can I get them confused? Martin Lawrence. Martin Lawrence. Nothing to lose. We have The Lion King. The Lion King. Cartoon film. The Lion King. So let's see what we got going on here. We got another Martin Lawrence with Will Smith. Bad Boys. What you gonna do? What you gonna do? What they come through to you? Bad boys, bad boys. Bad Boys, Martin Lawrence, Will Smith. Next up, we got part 2 to the Bad Boys. Bad Boys part 2. Next up, we got Rudy. Rudy with Sean Austin. Rudy. Next up, we got another Will Smith, as in Hitch. Will Smith in Hitch. Next up, we got a Michael Keaton in Multiplicity. Multiplicity. Michael Keaton film. Also stars Andy McDowell, but got it from Michael Keaton. I'm not a real big fan of Michael Keaton, but this movie is awesome. Got a few movies with Michael Keaton. A few movies. Next up, bag number 2. We have The Love Bug. The Love Bug. Oh, Herbie. The Love Bug. Oh, what's about to fall? Next up, we got a Robert De Niro and Ben Stiller in Meet the Parents. Meet the Parents. Good film. Historical, yes it is. Now, I'm not a big fan of Antonio Banderas, but had to get this one when I saw it. Desperado. Next up, we have a Woody Harrelson, Kiefer Sutherland, in The Cowboy Way. The Cowboy Way. That's a good movie. I like go Woody Harrelson. Next up, we have Danny DeVito and a few others. Amy Curtis is in this also. Neve Campbell's in this also, and Betty Miller. But I got it for Danny DeVito. Drowning Mona. I'm a big fan of Danny DeVito. All fall down. It all falls down. Stack them too high, they'll fall down. Stack them too low, they don't go no. Next up, we have part 2 of Shrek. Shrek part 2. Michael Myers is Shrek. The donkey. Eddie Murphy, the donkey. And the reason I got it is called the donkey. I like Eddie Murphy, the donkey. Next up, we have a hilarious film. I like this movie. A lot of people might not like it, but it's got a lot of characters in it. It's got old Ron Hawkins as, not as Mr. Bean, the guy plays Mr. Bean. John Cleese, Whoopi Goldberg, Cuba Gooding Jr., Seth Green, John Lewis, Breckenmeyer, Amy Smart. It is Rat Race. Has anybody ever seen this? Rat Race. I think it's hysterical. Rat Race. Rat Race, good movie. Next up, we have a good one. And nobody's in this that I like, as far as collecting actors or whatnot. But it has Elijah Wood, Morgan Freeman, Tia Leone. It is Deep Impact. Deep Impact. Very good film. This came from Blockbuster Video. Next up, Show Me the Money. I think I've had this once before already. We have Jerry Maguire. Tom Cruise is Jerry Maguire. Last but not least, in bag number 2, we have another Woody Harrelson film. I shouldn't say just Woody Harrelson film. There's a lot of people in it, but got it from Woody Harrelson. It is Ed TV. Ed TV. Please rewind. Be kind and rewind. On to bag number 3. We have Mel Gibson and Danny Glover in Lethal Weapon 3. Part 3 of Lethal Weapon. Lethal Weapon 3. Good movies. I like them. I'm not a big fan of Danny Glover or Mel Gibson. I've got a few of their movies, but all go all out. Oh, God, Mel Gibson, Danny Glover. No. I am a Joe Pesci fan. But I like the Lethal Weapons pretty good. So I had to get the Lethal Weapons. Like I said, I had to get the Lethal Weapons. I already got part 4. Just got it a while back. So I went out and found part 3 and part 1. I also got part 2. Have you seen my latest videos, earlier videos? I picked up part 2 and 4 the other day, a while back. Now I've got part 3 and now part 1. Lethal Weapon, Danny Glover. Mel Gibson. Good movie. Adult action. Next up, we have Cedric the Entertainer, Steve Harvey in this Johnson Family Vacation. Johnson Family Vacation. Good movie. It's very entertaining. I'm not a big fan of Cedric the Entertainer or Steve Harvey, but that movie is entertaining and I had to pick it up. Next up, we have Will Ferrell, Molly Shannon is in Superstar. Molly Shannon, Will Ferrell, Superstar. Movie stars. Superstar. It has a slipcover here. Let's see if I can't take that slipcover off. Oh, come on now. Don't be shy. Yes. We got the slipcover off. Molly Shannon, Will Ferrell, Superstar. Took the slipcover off because I might want to put that slipcover on a more valuable VHS tape. Don't know yet, according to what I got. Next up, we have, what is this? The War at Home with Emilio Estevez. Got it for Emilio Estevez. War at Home. Got a little rattle to it. Let's look and see what's going on with the little rattle. The only thing I'll see is the glass case inside is a little cracked. Looks like a piece of it might have been cracked and broke off. Yeah. Piece of it is cracked and broke off. We'll have to take this loose and we'll have to get that out of there before we play it. We'll set that over to the side. Work on that. Next up, we have Steve Martin film and Father of the Bride. Father of the Bride Part 1. I have Part 2 already. If you've seen my last videos, picked it up a while back. This is Father of the Bride Part 1. Next up, we have a special edition Tom Hanks movie here. This is just 50 cents. I really didn't want the special edition. This is Castaway with Tom Hanks. But we have Tom Hanks in Castaway. Castaway, Tom Hanks. Next up, we have a Tom Hanks again, and Shelley Long in this one, is The Money Pit. The Money Pit. The farther I go in, the darker you can't see that. There you go. Money Pit. This is hysterical. I love The Money Pit. Where he buys that house and that house is tore all to pieces. Next up, we have another Tom Hanks in Big. Big. Tom Hanks in Big. That's where he wishes he was big. Anybody seen that one? Tom Hanks in Big. Next up, out of the last but not least, out of the bag number 3, we have, and I watched this many, many times when I was a kid, or not just a kid, adult kid, whatever, 17, 18-year-old, whatnot. City Slickers Part 2, The Legend of Curly's Gold. City Slickers Part 2, The Legend of Curly's Gold. I used to wear this tape out, y'all. I went to the movie theater and watched this when it first came out. Enjoy this film quite a bit. City Slickers Part 2, The Legend of Curly's Gold. Bag number 3, coming right up. Bag number 3. Now, I got all these bags. Like I said, the first bag was from a thrift store here locally called Shepherd's Corner. All these came, can't talk. The rest of the bags come from Flea Market in Bluff City, Tennessee. Now, I just now showed you Big. Picked it right up again, didn't even know it. Can't keep up with what I get during the times that I walk through. And I picked up Big again. Just got Big. It's the big one, other Big is a different case. This is the original case, first print like. It's from CBS Fox video. And this one is just regular Fox video. Shows them on the back there, the big piano scene. If anybody's ever seen that movie, piano scene. Lay that over to the side, I'll probably sell that. Since I already picked it up twice. Next up, we have a Sylvester Stallone and Kurt Russell in Tango and Cash. Great film, both guys together. Tango and Cash. Real good film. Has anybody seen this? Tango and Cash. Now, we have Beethoven's Part 2. Not a fan of anybody that plays in any of these Beethovens. I just got it because I like the film itself. Beethoven's Second. Now, I already got this once, as you see in my latest videos. I picked this up for my little niece. She wanted it, and I told her she couldn't have it because it's in my collection. I said, if I ever find it again, I'll pick it up for you. Not just for 50 cents. It goes to my niece. Beethoven's Second. Next up, we have another Will Ferrell film called Old School. Old School. It's also got Vince Vaughn and Luke Wilson in it, along with a few others. But them's the main three that I got it for. Old School. Next up, we have a Joe Pesci and Danny Glover together. Got it for Joe Pesci. It is Gone Fishing. Gone Fishing. Got this movie the other day, but the box was tore off to completely crap. So I'm glad I found it again with a pretty decent box. Next up, we have another Beethoven film with Judge Reinhold. I like him. He's pretty cool. In Part 3, Beethoven's Third. Beethoven's Third. Next but not least, in bag number whatever 4, I think, we have Ooby. We have Scooby-Doo. Where are you? The movie, Scooby-Doo. Now, there's really nobody in this that I care for. Matthew Lillard, yes. Okay, Matthew Lillard. Yeah, I'm a pretty good fan of Matthew Lillard. You know, I say Sarah Michelle Gellar, Matthew Lillard, Freddie Prinze Jr., but I got it for Matthew Lillard. Scooby-Dooby Ooby. What are you? Scooby-Doo. Next up, bag number 5, I think. We have right on the back. Now, this box is messed up. See, it's on the back of it. It's messed up a little bit there. Don't like that. It is called The Breakdown with Kurt Russell. Box in pretty bad shape. Tape don't look much. It looks like it's crinkled a little bit there. I don't know if you can see that or not. A little bit crinkled. I'm going to lay that over to the side, and I'll probably have to get me another copy of that. Oh. We have next up Tom Cruise. I'm not really a fan of him, but Cocktail was a popular film. We picked it up. Cocktail, Tom Cruise. Next up, one of my favorites. Real good film. I used to watch it all the time. I am a wrestling fan. This has got to be picked up by me. Oh, yes. Got to have it. Seen it. Got to have it. It is Ready to Rumble. Ready to Rumble. Anybody seen that? A WCW film. Fantastic in my eyes. Very well done. Ready to Rumble. With David Arquette, Oliver Plant, and Scott Caan. Next up, we have a Martin Lawrence film by the name of Blue Streak. Blue Streak. Martin Lawrence in Blue Streak. It is Be Kind, Rewind, Action. Next up, we have an Arnold movie here. Arnold's back in Eraser. Arnold in Eraser. Next up, we have a Will Smith film. Oh, it's got a little tag in here with it. Let's see what that is. Oh, wow. It's even got the Success of Independence Day hologram. I did not know that was included in this when I picked it up at the flea market. I did not know the hologram was in it. So that's pretty cool. Having one still with the hologram. I don't know if y'all can see it or not. It is a card hologram thing. See? There it goes. Blowing the house up there. That is cool as crap. Slide that right back in there. That is pretty neat. Independence Day, Will Smith. Jeff Goldblum, I believe, also plays in it. A few others. But I got it for Will Smith. Next up, we have... Got this because Randy Quaid's in it. There's also other actors in it. Every time I mention a certain person with my films when I'm holding them up, that's the reason I got it. I really don't mention the other characters in it, but there's a lot of other great actors also in it. Hard Rain. Hard Rain. Picked Hard Rain up. Got it for Randy Quaid. Hard Rain. Next up we have, and there's none of these actors that I care for. Really don't. I mean, I like them, but you know, it's nothing like, oh God, I gotta get this because this actor or actress is in it. But we have a great film called Steel Magnolias. Has anybody ever seen that? Steel Magnolias. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right now. Anyway, it's got Dolly Parton in it, y'all. Dolly Parton, Sally Field, Shirley MacLaine, Daryl Hannah, Olympia Dukakis, I don't know if I'm spelling it correctly or saying it correctly, Julia Roberts, Steel Magnolias. It's a great film. Next up, and not least, not least, bag number 5, I think. I don't even know what bag I'm on. We got this movie called Phantoms. I got it because it's a thriller. I like thriller films. I don't think I've ever seen this, to be honest with you. And they mention it in a lot of films, The Phantoms. And a lot of people have seen it. I have not. I will watch it. It's called Phantoms with Ben Affleck. Phantoms. Thriller. The Chile original thriller. Alright, next up, next bag. This is the last bag, folks. I'm sorry it's a long video. Hope y'all stayed with me through this. Might make it a premiere. Don't know yet. Since it's so long. Anyway, next up, and last but not least, bag, last bag, blah, whatever you want to call it. This is it, folks. This is the end of it. After I get this bag done. Ain't you glad? Anyway, we have Mel Gibson and Sissy Spacek in one of my favorite films because it is made right here where I live at in this area. It is made in the surrounding area where I'm at. It is The River. The River was taped all over this area where I live at. The River. Filmed on location. The River. Has anybody seen this movie or you heard of it? The River. Look it up. Sissy Spacek, Mel Gibson. This is not the first print box. They made another print. This is the second print, I think. But I'm glad I've got this case. It's pretty cool. The other case has the actual directors and all that writing down below this. This one's on the back. The River. Next up, we have one of my favorite cartoons of all time. One of the best. Just in my eyes, because I used to watch it on Betamax and when I was a little kid. This is Charlotte's Web. Charlotte's Web. Wilbur. Charlotte's Web. One of my all-time favorites, y'all. Grew up watching it on Betamax. And y'all remember Betamax? That was before VCHRs. Or VHS. That was before VHS, VCRs. Betamax. This is VHS. Next up, we have a Kevin Bacon film, Robert De Niro. I got it for Kevin Bacon. It is Sleepers. Sleepers. Next up, we have an all-time great. Nobody's in it that I collect. Just the movie is awesome. I had to get it. Twister. It does have... Who does it got? It's got everybody. Helen Hunt, Bill Paxton. Main characters, I guess. Twister. They came out with a part 2 to this recently. I don't know what channel it's on or if it's streaming or anything right yet, but it is a part 2 coming out. Twister, part 1. And I don't even know if it's based on part 1 or not when it comes out, the Twister new one. Anyway, I hear this coming out. I hear them making it or whatnot. Next up, we have a movie that I enjoyed as a teenager. Nobody's in it that I collect or anything like that. It does have Matthew Lillard and Anna Paquin in it. That's the only ones I see that I pretty well like. It is She's All That. She's All That. It does have Freddie Prinze Jr. and a lot of people like him. Next up, we have Three Kings with Ice Cube. Three Kings. There's a couple other guys in there, yeah. Oh, Mark Wahlberg, George Clooney, but I got it for Ice Cube. Three Kings. Next up, we have a Robin Williams in What Dreams May Come. What Dreams May Come. Next up, we have a scary film, or whatever you want to call it, a horror or whatnot. Spooky like. We have Hannibal. Hannibal. Next up, we have Tommy Davidson in Woo. Tommy Davidson in Woo. Next up, we have Kevin Bacon in Stir of Echoes. Stir of Echoes. Next up, we have Cameron Diaz, Daniel Stern, Very Bad Things. Very Bad Things. Next up, I watched this many times as a teenager. Many times. One of my favorites too is it's got Jennifer Love Hewitt, Seth Green. It is Can't Hardly Wait. Can't Hardly Wait. Great film. Last but not least, this is the last bag, and this is the last film. I'm sorry it took long time on this video, folks. But anyway, it is over. We have the last but not least, last bag, last movie of the haul. What is it? What is it? What is it? It is Arnold in End of Days. Arnold is End of Days. End of Days and end of the video. Hope y'all enjoyed, and we'll catch you on the next segment from NDT CoLlEcTs WrAsSLiN Plus VHS.
This segment was brought to you by NDT CoLlEcTs WrAsSLiN Plus VHS.